All right, here's my website. I recommend going there, checking out the other blogs on personal finance. Very interesting and helpful stuff. But anyways, let me make a start on this. So, like this is available. I'm telling you guys, you just like it's not out like some like I used to think like, oh, this stuff is way too complicated. You can't get into it unless you you're like an AI specialist or something, but no, it's really not. It's not like that. Anyways, let's start. So, blockchain, right? So, what is a blockchain? Basically, a blockchain is a decentralized, synchronized network, as opposed to a centralized network or database that contains one administrator. One person controls it. This is decentralized with different peer groups all around the network. So I'll explain more about the synchronized stuff going forward, right? So the example I'm using to explain the blockchain, where the cryptos live, is Bitcoin. So here is a Bitcoin block in the blockchain. It contains three sections, which is data, hash keys, and previous hash. Okay, I'll explain more. Let's start with data. So the data is broken down into three more sections. I hope I'm not losing anybody here. You just watch it back. But it contains three more sections, which are who received it, who sent it, and the amount sent. That's the data portion. Now let's move into the hash portion, which is more complicated. So the hash is just you put it into a system and you get encrypted data. So basically, just numbers and letters, but it's the same length every time. You could put in one input, but you get the same length output, but different. It's encrypted, so it can't be reversed engineered, right? So you can't just use the hash to then reverse engineer to hack the block, right? So now we have to go into the previous. So this is a block. This is the chain of blocks. Now to explain the previous one, we go into the next slide, which has a lot going on, right? Or just take this slowly. So first, with the previous block, so every time something in the data, remember we explained the data at the start, anything in the data changes, the Bitcoin will create a new hash and also have the previous hash. So that's how you get the chain. So you have a new Bitcoin that has a previous hash, and that's how you get the chain. So it's another form of protection, right? So this one here is the Genesis block. It's the first block, read the Bible first, right? So the first block, it doesn't contain previous hash. So as you can see here, when something changes in the data, a new hash is created, which has, never mind this for a second, a new hash is created, which has the previous hash here. See there? So on. And that's how you get the blockchain, the chain of blocks. Now, see this bandit here. If he decides to hack the system or alter one of the blocks, he will change the hash to something else, right? So, but then when he does that, that means all the other blocks are inaccurate. And remember, it's a synchronized system. So every time a change happens, the change is sent out to around the network, and it has to be accepted by each node. So if something like this happens, the system will reject this altered block by this bandit because it won't make sense. All the rest will be inaccurate. This previous section will be saying this when really, if it's been altered to this, it should be this. So there's inaccuracy there, so it will be rejected. But if the bandit is slick and has the right computer, he could quickly alter all the other blocks in the chain so it makes sense. So this previous will be showing this, the new hash, right? So that means, but then there's protection against that because the system has a check your work system. So a new block can only be created in 10-minute intervals. So if he did have a computer that could do that, or she, whoever the bandit is, he's not going to be able to quickly do it before the system rejects it, because one block is created, 10 minutes later a new block has to be created, so it will be rejected before he gets a chance to recalculate all the other blocks. And then and the other protection is the system won't accept it. It'll be rejected. It won't be accepted into the system. So that's how a blockchain works.